There is an antique shop somewhere in the heart of Quiapo, known only to a few, and appears only to those with a desperate need for something. It is said that inside, you'll find things that will grant your desires, if you're willing to take the risk. The shop presents itself as a two-story building, with architectural details similar to mid-18th century Spanish colonial houses. At the front is a double-arched door, made from what seems to be gnarled wood, engraved with grapes and vines. Just above its iron handlebars are two black, head-shaped buttons, an angel's face on the right, and a devil's face on the left. Standing at the front of the establishment will give you compelling desire to go inside, and it's as if your body moves on its own to try and open the door. Entry requires pressing the two buttons simultaneously. Upon pressing the buttons, you'll feel a little prick on your finger, as entrance to the establishment must be paid with blood. Once the offering has been made, push the doors inward to go inside. You'll be met with a dark hallway, with the end of the passage barely visible from the entrance. Walk straight towards the light, and whatever you hear, do not stray from the path. Upon arriving at the shop, you'll immediately see the reception desk on your right. Behind the desk is a man wearing a pure white suit, with his back facing the reception. He will not respond to any statement apart from inquiries on how to use the items of the shop. At the top of the desk is a guest logbook. You'll see that your name and guest number has already been written in the logbook. Using the blood from your finger, the one pricked upon pressing the buttons on the door, press on the space after your name to register your fingerprint. After this is done, the wound, blood, and pain on your fingers will disappear. Now you are free to use or borrow any item from the shop. On the left side of the shop, you'll find an elegant mirror hanging on the sturdy adobe wall. The mirror's glass on the center, the size of a 2-year-old child, is enclosed in wood from an old gnarled tree, with engravings of angels on the right and demons on the left. Check the time on the clock above the reception, where the owner always stands facing the wall. Wait until the clock strikes 3 a.m. At exactly 3 a.m., face the mirror. On the bottom part, you'll see a Latin phrase engraved on a gold scroll. Recite the phrase 3 times while facing the mirror. After reciting the phrase, breath on the mirror until it fogs up. Make sure the fog covers your face completely. Take 3 steps back, close your eyes, and count to 100. Never open your eyes until you finish counting, even if you feel or hear something. After you finish counting, open your eyes. The fog on the mirror will be gone, and on the reflection, you'll see things related to your future, your destined partner, financial status, upcoming deals, or even the time and incident of your death. The vision will stay for 3 minutes. Once the vision disappears, turn your back on the mirror and count backwards from 100. Do not take a glimpse behind even if someone calls you from the mirror. After you finish counting, leave the shop immediately after using the mirror. There are some instances that the fog doesn't disappear after counting to 100. If this happens, break the mirror immediately and head to the reception. You'll see a silver coin on top of the reception desk. Take the coin, apologize to the owner for the mirror, and thank him for the coin. Leave as soon as possible. You won't be alone once you leave the shop. Never lose the silver coin. On the left corner of the room, you'll see a dress hanging from a wooden hanger. It's hard to miss the dress, made with silky cloth as black as night, and gold adorations sparkling like the stars in the sky. The dress will fit you perfectly regardless of your body frame. Moreover, the dress transforms into whatever type of garment you desire at the moment of donning it. Color and adorations stay the same. The dress is not for sale. However, The shop lends it to those who desire it for one day only. Go to the reception and knock 3 times. Tell the owner that you borrowed the dress and leave the shop. No payment will be taken, but be sure to return the dress by 3 a.m. the next day. Do not look back at the shop or shop owner. The dress can be worn any time of the day, and people will always be mesmerized by its elegance. They will always see you as a gorgeous person, regardless of your appearance. Any stain or damage on the dress will be repaired in no time. As per agreement, the dress needs to be returned by 3 a.m. the next day. Upon failing to do so, the dress will disappear. An old, ghastly lady will greet you wearing the same dress, only this time, the dress is worn out and tattered. The lady will slowly drain your youthfulness away, restoring the dress to its former beauty. At the center of the shop, an elegant bamboo organ is displayed. The organ is made from lacquered bamboo pipes and stands at 3m x 2m x 1m. The keys, however, are made from a material similar to ivory. All of the keys are arranged as to how a typical organ should be, and all keys look typical except for 2 keys, one of which is heavily worn and dusty, while the other one always looks new and shiny. Of all the keys on the organ, 3 of them are off their tune. One of them is the dusty key, the other being the shiny key. As for the 3rd key, you'll have to find it by playing the organ. Play these keys right, and a door will open at the back of the shop. Head for the door, close your eyes, and enter. Once inside the room, gently open your eyes. You should still hear the organ playing by this time. Inside the room, you'll either find yourself on your sweetest memory, able to experience the sweet bliss of the moment for one more time, or you'll be on an important turning point of your life sometime in the future, gaining insight to consequences of the choices you make. You can stay inside the room for as long as the organ is playing. Once it stops, however, you must immediately head for the door to go out. It's important to know where the door is at all times. There are instances, however, where the room will show you nothing but a dark, cold room upon entering. If this happens, go out of the room and leave the shop immediately. You won't be able to look behind anymore, for they are already following you. At the back side of the shop, near to where the door that opens using the organ, you'll see an old wooden chest made out from a 700-year-old acacia tree. The chest is adorned with golden vines on the sides, as well as a golden lock. At the top of the chest is a hole about 1 centimeter in diameter. One of the most sought-after items in the shop, this was once owned sly and greedy aristocrat during the 17th century who made a deal with a demon. The chest is said to fill itself with gold coins once every full moon. To fill the chest with gold, you must follow a series of steps. Do the steps right and the chest will open itself, and you are free to take the coins. Miss one of the steps and the chest remains locked until the next full moon, and it will take from you an equivalent compensation of all the coins inside. First, you'll have to bring the chest on an area where it will be exposed to moonlight. Moonlight must touch all but one side of the chest, which will then cast a shadow. This will be the gate from which the gold will be delivered. This must be done on a full moon. Now, wait until midnight for the next step. As soon as the clock strikes 12 million, do a small cut on yourself and put a drop of blood on the hole above the chest. An inscription will appear at the top of the chest. Recite the phrase 7 times continuously. Upon finishing the chant, the chest will be unlocked, but do not open the chest yet. Lift the chest. You should already feel the chest slowly getting heavier. Now, you have 7 minutes to move the chest out of the moonlight. You must be careful not to drop or open the chest. No moonlight must touch the chest after 7 minutes. After you have successfully moved the chest, you can now open it. The chest should be filled with golden coins. However, things don't end here. The aristocrat has a habit of marking his belongings. All the gold coins in the chest bear the number 777, except for one bearing the number 666. You must find that coin within 7 minutes and throw it. The aristocrat will come for the coin. Be careful not to look at him, or he will kill you for stealing his property. If you fail to find the coin, leave the chest and run. You better pray that he doesn't catch you before the next full moon. A few steps from the reception on the right side of the shop, you'll find a black Polaroid camera. Beside it, you'll find a small box of paper sheets for the camera. There are a total of 13 sheets inside, 12 with white border and a black center, and 1 with a black border and a white center. If you want to use the camera, there are a few things you should remember. 1. Pictures taken from this camera shows you the future of your subject, be it a person, thing, or scenery. 2. You must write the specific date and time of the future you want to see on the sheets with the white border. The picture taken using this sheet would display the scene of the exact date and time indicated on the sheet. In the case of a person or object, it will be its condition. You won't be able to write anything on the sheets with black border. 3. Before taking a picture, all sheets must be inside the camera. You can only write on one sheet at a time. The dated sheet should be the first sheet on the arrangement. The sheet with the black border should be the last one in the sequence. After taking a picture, remove all the sheets from the camera. Only after removing the sheets can you write another date on them. 4. Upon using all 12 sheets with the white border, you must return the camera to the shop before midnight. Failing to do so will force the camera to take the 13th picture. Make sure to avoid all means of taking the 13th shot or accidentally using the sheet with the black border. Picture taken on this sheet will be a scenario of your death after the picture was taken. One more thing, never take a picture that shows your reflection. The owner of the camera does not like to be seen, and you won't like to see him either. P.S. This was written both as a guide and a warning for future guests. Try your best to stay alive, or at least, stay human. Sincerely, the 14th guest.